Hi everyone, Natasha here, and around my home today I am in my office and I'm looking out on a bright and sunny but very chilly December day. We are getting very close to Christmas, and besides all the Christmas prep, I'm also thinking about what I'm going to be using for my planners for 2023. So today I thought I would share with you my planner stack and what I'll be using as we start the new year. So stay tuned for that and welcome to my office. Well, if you are a paper and pen lover just like I am, then you probably look forward to these videos at the end of the year when folks are sharing their planner stack. And I have gone the gamut between a bullet journal where I just had one notebook and that was my planner for the whole year, to lots of notebooks and planners. And if you watch my planner stack video from the beginning of this year for 2022, then you'll see I definitely had quite a few more that I was thinking I was going to be using going into this year. But now we've kind of run to the end of the year and I've experimented with a couple of different things. So let me set the stack aside and we'll just go through each of these items, and I'll talk a little bit about my planner journey this year and where I've ended up. So the first item is my Some Lines a Day 5-year memory book. And this is something that I've talked about for the past several years. I think I'm on let me think. I have one more year to go, and then when my daughter turns 10, I will need to get a new book. So this is just my little memory keeping journal. I use it mostly in the mornings, and I'll just jot down a few notes about the day before. Sometimes it's a milestone or something cute or funny that she said. A lot of times it's just sort of what we did that day and just a diary of how our day went and maybe some of the events that we did, different things like that. So I'm keeping that in my lineup. It's getting a little bit chunky because I've started adding things as we go. I didn't really do that with the first one I kept when she was 0 to 5 years old, but now with this one I've started adding, just little receipts or funny notes or things that she gave me, little bits and tidbits like that. So I think this is going to be really fun down the road to have to look back on. And what I typically do is I also keep my little prayer journal with it. So this is just the Living Faith. It's a quarterly little book, and I get these from my church. So I usually open it to the next day and I just tuck that in the elastic band, and this lives above my desk in my kitchen. So those two will stay in my stack. This little journal, of course, this little devotional book will be something that just switches out as the quarter starts. So that is my first item in my planner stack for this year. The next item is my Discbound planner, which you've seen mostly in the last several months if you've been watching my planning videos. So I switched from an Erin Condren weekly undated planner that I used from January through August of this year. And then I started getting the Jane's Agenda Deluxe subscription box in, I think, the end of June was when I got my first box. So it would have been the July box. And I've loved the company so much that I've become an affiliate. So I'll have that information linked in the description down below. And I've also just totally embraced Discbound planning. And what had kept me from really getting into it and using it before was, in the long term for memory keeping, I really prefer a bound notebook or a bound journal. And I prefer a book bound versus a spiral bound. So I kept avoiding the Discbound planning system because I just couldn't wrap my head around what I was going to do with all these loose pages whenever the year was over, because I really do want to keep these as sort of memory keeping and just a look back on my life. So what I finally decided in August, when I was really contemplating the fact that I wasn't loving using my Erin Condren planner anymore, and it's no fault of the planners, I think I just was kind of ready for something different. I felt like the size was getting to feel a little bit small and I wanted more room on the page, and I just wasn't sure where to go. And then I got the September subscription box from Jane's Agenda, and in there she had daily pages for the last 4 months of the year from September through December. And I thought, well, this is my chance to just try the Discbound planning system for the month of September, see what I think of it. I did have some discs on hand because I had tried it in the past, And the change that happened, or the little epiphany that I had that has really made the difference, is I decided once I was done with the month, I would take those pages out and keep them in a separate disc-bound notebook, just a smaller one. And then at the end of the year, I'm going to attempt to bind them in like a book-bound collection. So it'll be all those inserts from September through December that'll be book-bound, and I will essentially have my bound memory keeping journal that I like, but in the interim, I'm able to use the disc-bound insert system where I can move things around and take out and put in pages as I need. And so far, the disc-bound system itself is working great. I'm actually really loving the fact that I just have one book and everything is in here. One of the other things that I've done that sort of made this system work better for me is making a clear system for my tabs, really defining what I have in here and where it's stored. When I tried disc-bound planning before, I felt like it was such a random collection that I didn't know where to look for things. And so this time around, I'm really being intentional about having my calendar pages in the front and then my projects in the middle. So different things like my family planning or my quarterly plans or my budget or my Jordan Essentials business, those each have a section, as those are the things that before I was keeping in some other kind of separate notebook or planner. And then at the back, I have a notes section, and I have multiple kinds of notes pages in there that are blank. And so that way, whenever I'm doing something like sitting in a meeting or taking notes for a call or a book I'm reading, I have the right kind of planner insert there to use for it. And then once I've used it, I know where to put it because I have my defined sections. So just making this system work a little better for me is really helping. And again, I'm really loving the fact that I just have this one book to carry around and not a bunch of different notebooks and planners. Now, granted, this thing is really big right now because this back section is all of my Christmas planning, but that will get taken out at the end of December, and then I'll just go back to this, which is still a decent sized planner. But truly, before I was carrying around something almost as thick, and then another notebook or another journal or another planner, because I was trying to keep up with like my Jordan Essentials business or my YouTube videos and my social media in separate things. And then I was also trying to keep my plans in here. So this is all staying in my system, and I will keep you updated on how that project goes to bind the loose disc-bound pages at the end of the year. So stay tuned for that sometime in January. Hopefully I'll be able to share a video about that. I don't know if I'll record the process because I've never done it before, so I may just show you the final result, however it turns out, and just talk about what I did. Okay, so this is definitely staying. And the other thing I really like about my Jane's Agenda subscription box is that I get the deluxe box, so that means I get a new cover each month. And that has really made it fun and exciting to get back in my planner, to set it back up for a new month. And I was kind of getting bored with setting up either, my bullet journal, or I tried using the Unbound planner too for several years, and I liked it for a long time. And then I just got to a point where I was ready for something different. So this has really been fun because it keeps things different. It keeps things changing. And I'm realizing the more that I use it, how much I like this bigger size page. So these are about a 7x9 page. So it's a classic size. How much I like having a decorated, planner that there's a little more color and a little more design elements to it. I enjoyed the creative aspect of my bullet journal for a long time, but then I got busier and my daughter got older, and I just really needed something that I could jump in there and plan anytime I needed to. And then also it's nice when it has a little bit of design already there and I'm not having to start from a complete blank page. So this is really meeting my needs. I like keeping at least my main 4-color friction pen on the front because I do carry this around the house with me. So sometimes I work on it at my kitchen desk, sometimes up here in my office. Sometimes I'll even sit down on the couch if we're watching a movie and just plan out the next day or the next week. So having that with me really does work well. So far I have one big planner that has it all. And then I have that memory keeping notebook, that 5-year journal for my daughter. Now let's talk about the last thing that I'm adding, I think. So this is an Aldi planner. If you did not know, Aldi has started carrying planners. The first time that I saw these, I think it was in like February or March of 2021, perhaps. It seems like when they first came out with them, they didn't get them until after the new year had started. And so they were undated, which was fine. And I picked one up back then, and I really enjoyed using it for probably half the year. And it became my Jordan Essentials director planning notebook. And then I started trying to like put those things in a different planner and shift my system. And so I kind of got away from using that notebook. Well, Aldi had them out, and they were out in mid-December, so that means they are actually dated and they're ready for 2023, and I didn't think I needed one, and then I was looking at them. First of all, they are $8, so the price point is kind of hard to beat. They are hardbound. They're a hardbound planner that is a full-size page. I think it's actually even bigger than 8.5 by 11. So the edge of the cover is 9 and say 1/4 by about 11 and 1/4, and I think they do that so that the inside pages then are about 8.5 by 11. So let me see. Yeah, so this is an 8.5 by 11 page, and then it is the wire O binding. And I know some people don't like these. I have found them to work pretty well. This is like a heavy chipboard cover on both sides. And what I like about it is what I did, I think in 2021 when I was really using it, is I actually opened the planner rings up, took out some of the pages I wasn't using, put in some other pages that I was wanting to use, and really customized it. So I do like that about the wire O binding, is that it is fairly easy to customize it and do like a little Franken planning with it. So I picked this one up, and I wasn't even sure what I was going to use it for. I just couldn't pass it up because I love the color scheme. I love the design of it. This is some of the specs of the planner. So this one, it's a 12-month format. It has tabs, monthly and weekly formats, time zone map, 2023, 2024 yearly overview. It does have some goal planning, birthdays and special dates, a notes section, 2-sided pocket page, a removable bookmark ruler, and 3 sticker sheets. So I will show you all of that. Basically, we're going to walk through this planner real quick and kind of show you this. So if this isn't interesting to you, then I will have the timestamps below, and you can just jump ahead to the end where I kind of talk about how I'm going to be using it. So there is this quick reference page at the front. There's the time zone map, the calendars that they mentioned, and then we go right into the January planning page. Oh, and this is your ruler. It's not a very thick ruler, but I think it would work, bookmark and ruler. And then, of course, you can pop it in and out. And so this is part of what drew me in, was I love this little dashboard page. And I think what I'm going to be trying to do is using this for my social media and Jordan Essentials business planning, because it really did work well for me to have that when I wanted to flesh out more details and not just jot down quick notes. The quick notes live in my regular planner, but when I'm really trying to like think ahead, plan ahead, you know, flesh out the details of some of my projects or some of my promotions that I want to run with my Jordan Essentials business, then this type of a planner really does work better for me. So this January, this dashboard for the month, it'll have a space for monthly goals, and I do like that they have it broken out. This is different from the one they had last year. And by the way, if you go to Aldi, I think they have maybe 6 different cover designs, and I think I saw at least 2 different insert designs, like the insides were designed a little bit differently, and I'll talk about that in a second. So this type of planner had this monthly dashboard. The other version had a different dashboard look and feel. So we have monthly goals for home, work and school, family and friends, hobbies and interests, finances, and self-care. And there are spaces for 3 goals under each section of your life. There's a place for 3 priorities. There's the calendar overview. There's a section for birthdays and special dates, another section for events, and a little spot where you can put a gratitude, a section for notes, and then just a little bit of grid spacing down here if you wanted to use that to either draw something or plan something out. Then the tab, this is just a slightly heavier cardstock. It's not amazing paper, but it works. So then the tab is going to bring you right to the planner, right to the calendar page, excuse me. And the other version, the monthly calendar did have lines on it, but then I didn't like anything else about it. So I like having lines on the calendar, on the bigger monthly calendar view, but I chose this one because overall it had more things that I liked. So there's a section for notes, there's the previous month and the next month coming up. Down at the bottom, we have a section for projects and plans, and there's just a space for 3 projects and plans if you wanted to list that out. There's a section that says don't forget with 3 lines and an inspiration with 3 lines. They do have the moon phases in here as well as some of the national and major holidays. And then it goes to the first week. And so this planner version has the week on the left, and it's just a horizontal listing of the days with the dates, and then the Saturday and Sunday share a line or a section. And then the right hand side is this dashboard for the week where you have a space for a top 3, this and that, a to-do list section, a shopping list section, to prep for the next week, and a weekly tracker. And so what I got excited about was that if this is going to be my Jordan Essentials and business planner, it gives me a place to either put daily to-dos or daily posting if I'm going to do that, or just, planning out posts for the week. And I may not need a shopping list, but this could be like my customer follow-ups, and then this is my main to-do list. I liked having this weekly tracker because this could give me a place to do some of my main business activities that I want to make sure I'm tracking. So customer follow-ups, sharing the specials, planning ahead. There could just be a couple of different things that I'm tracking through the week that I want to try to do every day or do often throughout the week. And then I also liked having this section to prep for next week because it gets me thinking ahead about what do I need to have ready for the next week. So you just have your weekly pages like that, and they are dated, which is handy. And again, this is a big 8.5 by 11 page, but I think this is what works really good when I'm trying to really plan out details. And then at the end, we have this last page, which is a little bit heavier cardstock, and it goes into your monthly dashboard for the next month. So you have February, all the same things here, and then we just flip to the month of February with the same look. So I will show you the different monthly tabs so you can see what that looks like. So there's March and April and May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. And it looked like every other month there was a quote, and then the opposite month there was just a decorative page like that. Then we do have a tab at the back that says true success is happiness itself, and this is your notes tab. And there is a section for notes with lined pages. So we have 1, 2, 11 notes pages, so plenty of spaces for notes. And then there are some sticker sheets, and these are the 3 sticker sheets that came in the planner. So this one has like urgent, don't forget, appointments, bill due, reminder. This one has all your holidays if you would want to add stickers for those, meal planning, pet, party, events, wedding, travel, birthday. This one has these little tabs and little notes, icons, and little tabs with important and to do. And then you have the pocket. And so I had actually started working on some of my 2022 year-end review information. So that's what that is. And the pocket does hold 8.5 by 11 piece of paper, which I think that was an improvement they made from the very first year. And then you have a pocket on the back as well. So that is the Aldi planner. Like I said, they have different versions of this. Also, I forgot to mention, but the difference in the layout is that on the other version, it was larger sections, and it was just like, I think it was 3 on the left and then 3 on the right. So your Monday would have this big section horizontal, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then they had Saturday and Sunday sharing. So that version, I debated about grabbing one because I thought, oh, maybe I'll use it for journaling or for gratitude. And then I just went, nope, don't overcomplicate it. Don't bite off more than you can chew. It's really working well to keep my system a little more simple as I go into 2023. That's what feels right. So I'm going to try this one. Now, I may not stick with it, but I feel like for $8, it's worth giving it a try. And like I said, what I really liked about having it the last time was that this is a nice big space for me to really plan out. So this isn't something that I'm going to carry around with me necessarily. It just stays in my office. And a couple of days a week, it gives me a place to just touch base with my Jordan Essentials business and my plans and make sure that I'm getting everything taken care of. So if you have tried the Aldi planners, let me know. They also have some that have started coming out at the academic year. So usually I think in July or August, they'll have some planners that come out, and they have some in different sizes. So they've come out with some smaller ones, but I really like these big ones for these kind of detailed plans that I'm going to be doing. So that is my planner stack for 2023. Just these 3 items, and this one really isn't even a planner, but it is a journal that I'm keeping up with. And what I've really found is I get excited by all the pretty planners and the pretty notebooks, but when it comes down to actually using them, I've had the best luck with just really having one place to put everything in. Even with my Jordan Essentials, notes from either phone calls or trainings or coaching calls, it's better to have the majority of them in here because I know where to find them. When I start putting them in separate notebooks, then when I get frazzled and I'm hurried and trying to find it, I can't remember which notebook has what, and then I just don't use them. So I'm trying to keep things simple for this year. We'll see how it goes. And of course, stay tuned because soon I will be getting my January Jane's Agenda Deluxe subscription box. So probably Christmas Day, you'll get to see the unboxing of that. And then I'll work on setting that up with you. I'll have a video where I'm setting up my new 2023 planner with the January inserts. And I'm excited to be doing that. But for now, we got to work on Christmas and getting the last couple of gifts wrapped and ready and kind of finalizing our plans. We're supposed to have a big snowstorm on Thursday and lots of really cold temperatures in the negatives. So I'm trying to wrap my head around what kind of food I need to make sure we have on hand to get through. Not that it'll be that bad, but you know how it goes. You think, oh, shoot, we need milk and eggs and cereal and all those things. So anyway, I hope you're enjoying the holiday season and having a good one wherever you are. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you like these kinds of videos. And then I will have my Tiny Tidy Tuesday video back on Tuesday, where I'm continuing to work on my basement declutter project, one box at a time. So stay tuned for that. And thanks for joining me. Have a very happy holiday season and a Merry Christmas. And I'll look forward to seeing you soon. Bye.